Hi friends, it's Julia. Thanks for stopping by my channel today for Christmas in July, day 29. I can't believe how fast this month has just flown by doing these Christmas cards every day. I'm making a couple of cards right now that I'm trying to use up the scraps that I have. And I have a ton of scraps from this paper kit. And it was mostly scraps when I started. I had a few full sheets of paper, but it was mostly scraps. And I'm trying to get a lot of those used up. And I'll admit to you, this is not my favorite paper pack. The papers that were my favorite, I tended to use up before I came into this, but I wanted to get more use out of this paper kit. So yeah, I'm working at it. And here I just took the paper scraps and cut them down. There is room for a little gap on the front, and that is to wrap twine around. But I didn't add any twine to this paper kit, or to this mini kit. So I'm having to, I'll have to grab some from my stash. And I have a carousel right to the left, or to the right of me, that I keep a lot of my twine on. And so I'm grabbing some of it. And the twine that I pull out is actually from Target Dollar Spot. I had bought like 4 or 5 packets of this twine. Oh gosh, probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I believe this is my last little bit of it. But I have really got my money's worth out of the twine because I loved it. It has gold on it. And those are always kind of tough to use because, you know, sometimes the gold foil piece that is on there will just shred apart whenever you pull it. Once I cut the thread, cut the twine, I don't mind if it shreds, but in the process of wrapping the twine, I don't want it to come unwound. That's happened as well. So now I'm grabbing my cardstock because I realize I have so many scraps left that I need to do something else. And so I cut out a couple more card bases because I have so many scraps. And I'm going to use some dies to create some embellishments for the front of the card using the cardstock scraps. And I've disappeared off to cut those out. So there they are. I cut the larger I think I'm using my Spellbinders dies, and I just cut the larger circles out, and I'm looking to see what I have in the way of embellishments. Now, those are some older embellishments that I created last year, I believe, to make cards with, and I had more than what I needed. So the extras I just threw into my stash. And that's what I tend to do a lot of. If I have extras, it just goes into my stash and I keep using it over and over. Here I'm cutting down the papers for the next 2 cards, and I'm going to use the same process of cutting the cards or cutting the paper for the front, leaving that gap for the twine. I'm just using, or no, I guess not. I thought I was leaving a space for the twine. But it's still 3 pieces of pattern paper across the front, like the first 2 card fronts that I created. And you can see those stamped images over to the side. I created those, like I said, last year, colored them in, and then didn't end up using them, and they just went into my stash. And I do that a lot. And I've already, when I pulled all of my kits apart and before I put the stamps up, I went in and I stamped out, oh my gosh, it feels like hundreds of images. And those images will just live like near my desktop over the next year. And as I feel like it, I will color them in and cut them out. And that's kind of what I do, you know, when I'm feeling a little bit creative, but don't really want to make a card or don't want to scrapbook. I will go through and I will pull out something to basically color. And there, because I did not leave space to put the twine in between, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that solid cardstock across the bottom piece there, and I'll put my twine over it. I remember that now. Sorry, I don't have the card right in front of me to look at. And so, oh wait, instead of the twine, I'm going to use the ribbon that I had in my mini kit, which is always nice. I really like getting my stuff used up. But what I don't get used up will go back into my stash. I don't think there's anything from this mini kit that ended up going into my do not want bin. Oh, I just think that looks so cute. I'm loving how these cards are coming out. You know, and that's one of the things about making mini kits or making kits out of your own supplies, is putting everything together from multiple different collections or multiple different manufacturers, seeing how they work together, and then watching as they come together to make crazy beautiful cards. And you may not think my cards are crazy beautiful, and that's okay. Some of mine I don't think so, but some of them I do. I really enjoy how they look. I think that they would be compatible with anything you buy in the store, you know. And if you don't think so, that's okay. I'm not asking for praise. I'm just telling you what I think. Anywho, so I hope that, you know, this process of me doing these videos inspires you to get into your stash and to use up what you have and create beautiful things that you're proud of, whether it be to keep for yourself or to give away. Either way, I hope that it inspires you to, you know, get into your stash and use it. That's the whole purpose of me creating these videos. I love to share in how I create things so that it hopefully will inspire others to get in there and create with their own supplies. And I know if you guys are like me, you have tons and tons and tons of supplies. And I keep telling myself, I'm not going to buy anything else. I'm not going to buy anything else. I'm not going to buy anything else. And then I get pulled in. And I do. It's just one of those things. I don't think I'll ever stop buying product as long as I'm alive or able to get to the store. Sometimes I have to be a little cautious and use up a lot of what I have, and that's where I'm at right now. I think at the end of this card making process, I really do need to put myself on a bit of a freeze. And you can see on that little card, I made it a little too short. That's okay. I just trimmed the card down, the card base down. Excuse me. Now I'm just going to take my stamps, stamp the inside sentiment, and they're all going to be the same. No rocket science here. If something works, I use it, you know, many times over. And so that's what I do. I stamp all 4 interiors of the card with the same sentiments, and I'll pull the envelopes out in just a minute and I'll stamp those. I'm also going to take some of the scrap paper and put on the inside of these cards to dress them up a little bit. And that will be it. That will be day 29 completed. Like I said, I appreciate you guys stopping by and seeing me today and seeing what I created, or watching me change my tape dispenser. You know, either way. I appreciate you stopping by. And I hope, like I said, I hope this inspires you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow as we get closer and closer to the end. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.